The FIBA World Rankings presented by Nike, and the defending FIBA Basketball World Cup champions Germany are the top-ranked team in this group, followed up by Israel, and then shortly after by Croatia. Well, the Israelis coming off the back of quite an exciting FIBA Eurobasket. Of course, that big victory against France in Katowice, and this team, of course, a very good mix of some veteran players and up-and-coming stars. Well, the likes of Kadeem Carrington, along with Itai Segev, Roman Sorkin, and Bar Timur, all featured at the Eurobasket this summer under head coach Ariel Beit Halachmi. But also the return of Tamer Blatt, as well as Yuval Zuzman, of course, who did actually play at the Eurobasket this past summer. Well, there he is, a great man and a great coach for that matter, head coach Ariel Beit Halachmi. He's quite a historic coach. Currently coaching Hapoel Afula in the Israeli Winter League after spending some time with Hapoel Yossi Avrahami Eilat. As now we get set to introduce the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup defending champions Germany. Well, the Israelis, you can see Roman Sorkin is going to be a big inside presence, and how he matches up inside with the bigs of Germany is going to be interesting. Isaac Bonga, one of the key instruments in helping this team win the FIBA Eurobasket this past summer. Along with that man, Oscar da Silva. Now, what you're going to find with Germany, many players playing in the Basketball Champions League with newcomers Alba Berlin and Jack Cahill, one of the upcoming rising stars for that matter. We're about to see his teammate come out, Jonas Matusek. Well, there's Matusek. As we mentioned, Louis Alindi will be the next player. And it's quite an interesting little bit of history with Louis Alindi and the Israelis when they played in the 2018 FIBA U20 Eurobasket. Maltadello, another Alba Berlin player, and now you can see Christian Sengfelder along with Justus Hollatz. But here's going to be the man on the perimeter. That man right there, David Kramer. I mean, he is a sharpshooter. Because having played in the BCL with La Laguna Tenerife, quite clearly could be the go-to player. But Norris Agbakoko, another one of the Alba Berlin players getting ready to come out, along with Yosua Obiesa. Well, Alex Mumbrou, of course, can be very proud of what he achieved this summer with this national team. But basketball fans, it is the Basketball World Cup qualifiers, and it's the very best part of the day, as now we'll embrace the national anthems of these two beautiful countries. And we kindly ask, if you're able to do so, to do the very same. National anthems of both Germany and Israel have been sung. We just heard Das Lied der Deutschen. Of course, the national anthem that was written by the late August Heinrich Hoffmann van Wallersleben, while the Hatikva, which translates to the Hope, of course, was written in 1878 by Naftali Herz Imber. Well, now the players will shake hands with each other, pay respect and homage, but it's time indeed to introduce three very important people. I should say four, actually. And those are our three referees and one commissioner and technical delegate for tonight's game. Well, there they are. Of course, from Slovenia, Boris Krejci; from France, Valentin Olio; and from Turkey, we have Zafer Yilmaz. The commissioner and technical delegate for tonight's game is Mr. Nicolas Senyez. So a very big shout out and thank you. You've probably seen these officials in Eurobaskets, Basketball World Cups, and even Basketball Olympics. But tonight, here in Ulm, they're going to do a magnificent job here between Germany, our hosts, and the visitors, Israel. Well, now indeed, we're going to take a look at the starting lineups of both Israel and Germany. We will begin with the visitors. Like I said, they put on a hell of a show in Katowice this past summer at the FIBA Eurobasket, but failing to qualify for the last two FIBA World Cups. Because in 2023 in Japan, Indonesia, and then the final in the Philippines, but also back in 2019. So Hanik Carrington, he will be in the backcourt with primary point guard Tamir Blatt. Yuval Zusman will be the small forward. So a very big lineup with both Roman Sorkin and Idan Salmonson, which does leave the likes of Bar Timur and veteran player Itai Segev coming off the bench for head coach Ariel Beit Halachmi. Well, like I said, he's a legend. Started his coaching career back in 1994 with Hapoel Yehud. Of course, he's worked for some very good teams like Bnei Hasharan, and not to mention Ironi Ashkelon as well. Well, after very good years at Hapoel Galil Gilboa, then went on to go with Hapoel Tel Aviv. But like I said, now he is with Hapoel Afula in the Israeli Winter League. Well, for Germany, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of lineup Alex Mumbrou will begin with. I imagine we're going to see Isaac Bonga in there, and exactly so with Oscar da Silva, Martadello, as we mentioned, with the likes of Alba Berlin, Yusuf Holatz, and look out for David Kramer. I mean, he's probably going to be one of the top scorers tonight. That does leave Jonas Matusek, Jack Hale, along with Louis Alindi coming off the bench. But I would imagine Akba Koko is going to get into the mix. The big man playing some very big minutes this season in the BCL with the likes of Alba Berlin. Well, go back 20 years ago. Alex Mumbrou, teammates with Pau Gasol, Juan Carlos Navarro, winning the FIBA Basketball World Cup in Saitama, Japan against Theo Papaloukas in Greece, as the official Tissot countdown to tip-off is now underway. Well, there you have it. A big shout out to Tissot. Of course, many decades of great collaboration with FIBA basketball, and a big thank you for them. I think the interesting thing about head coach Ariel Beit Halachmi is you have to go back to the summers of 2018 and 2019 when he was coaching the Israeli U20 team at the men's Eurobasket, winning back-to-back championships. And that man on the right, Roy Huber, was a part of that team. He also had Yuval Zusman and one very, very incredible Danny Avdia. And what's interesting, in 2018, the opening game for Israel was a defeat against Germany. And one player on this team played in that game, and that indeed was Louis Alindi. Well, they ended up losing on the buzzer with a three-pointer by one Ricard Fudenberg. They lost by 1 point. But then Israel, then coached by Ariel Beit Halachmi, would go on to win two U20 men's Eurobaskets in 2018 and then 2019, where the addition of Yam Madar came into the mix. Well, the Israelis, last time they beat the Germans was in the World Cup qualifiers, but that was back in 2019, the second meeting in the second round. Of course, the first round meeting, that will be a game they will forever want to forget in their history as a basketball country, because they had free throws to win the game with literally less than a second left. And Shiverich, who was at the free throw line, deliberately missed the free throw, but didn't hit the rim, which allowed Germany to advance the ball, get an alley-oop to take the game into overtime, and then win it. Because 30 points that night back in 2018 between these two countries when Dennis the Menace Schroeder played. Well, championship DNA as a player, championship DNA as a coach, Alex Mumbrou. Both teams, great coaches. but only one will leave with a victory tonight. Welcome, everybody. All roads to Doha 2027 for the FIBA Basketball World Cup begin tonight. It's a Group E fixture, and indeed it's Germany hosting Israel. Don't go anywhere as we're now set for tip. So good jump in this one. It's going to be Hollatz with the first possession for Germany. Germany, of course, want to use the home court advantage against the Israelis. Nice give and go, goes to the quick attack, but Carrington doesn't box out what gets away with that one. I'd say Kanique Carrington, very lucky there because the weak side rebound was coming in. It's great to have Tamir Blatt back in the national team here for the qualifiers. Ramad Sorkin going for a back down. Well, too big, too strong, simply just too good. And I don't think Isaac Bonga is going to like that switch defensively. Well, he had some big games this summer at the FIBA Eurobasket, especially in Katowice, because the biggest game for them is when they defeated France in the group stage. Ramad Sorkin, actually born in Minsk, Belarus. Of course, went to the University of Oregon. Started with Maccabi Haifa in the north of Israel, the infamous green and white. Germany looking to get their first field goal. Well, here's what they want. Kramer wide open on the perimeter. Buries the three-pointer early on. Well, don't leave that man wide open, because he was doing it on the sunny island of Tenerife many times in the Basketball Champions League last season. Carrington trying to go high pick and roll. Vidan Zalmanson. Zalmanson bumping, goes in, and already Israel showing their tenacity inside the paint. Well, both teams going for that pick and roll execution. As now Bonga hesitates on the perimeter. Goes for a step back three. This one's up, no good. Great work by Yuval Zusman. Israelis want to run, good hands. Goes in, avoids the block, but misses. That's much better defense. Well, Israel have a man down to go in, and now Germany will finish this one. Leveling things up at 5 apiece early on in the first quarter. Well, great run by De Silva down the middle. Black going for a deep three. That's not going to drop. Well, now Germany, they made 1 3. They go for another one, giving away yet again a second offensive rebound, and the foul is going to be called against Zidan Zalmanson. We'd probably think that Israel has a size advantage, but being right here, De Silva, nobody tracking back, and I think Sorkin looking around, but he's got to make a better effort. There's Kramer coming off. Oh, Kramer, excuse me. Bonga, this is last 3. Just a little too short on that attempt. Because Tamir Blatt will be very used to this arena when he did play for Alba Berlin in the Easy Credit Bundesliga. A little bit of pick and pop action there with Idan Zalmanson. Now here comes Bonga. Dishes off, goes in, throws it down with 2 hands. And already, Germany's transition just causing Israel a few problems. That's almost 3 occasions we've seen the Israelis failing to get back and protect their paints. Rushing on the ball screens. Carrington. Zalmanson was wide open. Well, Carrington, if he looked up, Zalmanson would have been inside the key with 2 early points, but here's the transition. Nobody coming out to stop Bonga, leaving De Silva just with a wide open entry. And that's going to infuriate head coach Ariel Ben-Halachmi. 3.4 on the shot clock. Carrington's got to go quick. That's going to be a 24-second violation. Good defense by Germany. Well, if it's one thing you should know about head coach Ariel Ben-Halachmi, he doesn't tend to push the panic button. He usually keeps his cool very well. We saw that this summer at Katowice in the Eurobasket. And that's going to be a moving screen against De Silva, I believe. He's got to do a better job because Kramer was wide open from the perimeter. And that's what Kramer does well. He knows how to curl those screens and get open. Israel trailing by 2 points. Johnson just trying to come out for a high screen. Little pick and pop action. Blatt still has it. Tough pass. In the end, they find Sorkin. We can't make these. It's not a bad offense. But here comes Bonga again. Finds De Silva down in the paint. Sorkin trying to match up. Well, De Silva spinning and just going to work. Oh, Germany looking very lethal in every counterattack. But a foul is going to be called on the ground against David Kramer. But it's the good thing about having Isaac Bonga. Anytime he comes up with a rebound, he's got no problem starting the transition. Look at the post work. Textbook play by De Silva. Another high screen, this time with Sorkin and Blatt. Sorkin goes in. What a move, going in with a finger roll. Well, high pick and roll. Usually the big goes for an extra dump down. But Sorkin's got confidence. He's got handles. It's now De Silva. Finding Kramer. Zusman's got a heavy defensive duty. And Germany just having way too much ease. Senkfelder just that time getting to the double block. Well, now Carrington, you can see they don't want to give him time and space. He's a good three-point shooter. Well, great work by Zusman. And Blatt just going from downtown. Zusman again battling, but nobody there helping out. Two-possession ball game. Germany looking to extend their lead. That goes out of bounds, but that's going to remain Germany ball on the baseline, on the sideline, excuse me. Here's the post entry. That's coming from a baseline cut, and that's just good basketball by Germany. But here again, the high pick and roll. Sorkin, looking like a baby Vlade Divac. Both teams rotating through their benches early on here in the first quarter. Kale. Now again, another pick and roll. This is way too easy. And head coach Ariel Ben-Halafmi, he's seen enough. And now he's going to call timeout. Because Germany's pick and roll, they're getting too many good looks inside the paints. And it's great basketball. 6-point lead currently to Germany. We are going to go down to Israel's bench to find out what message Ariel Ben-Halafmi is going to address to his players. We'll listen up very soon.
Everybody's going with this player. Use your fouls early. Look, we got no fouls. Use your foul early first to stop the fast break. Second, recognize the action. Last basket. Simple flex open. Simple flex open. Be on the high side. Make a bump and stay. Flex. Very simple. Second, first pick and roll. First pick and roll. Defensively, we are okay. On the second pick and roll, you just go and you stand watch. So on the second one, be kind of two levels. So be a little bit back. Okay? Now, move the ball more. Spacing. Okay, wait. We run the two now. We run the two from the deep.
Well, there was a dime by Kale, just finding De Silva, and it's just way too easy. If it's going to happen all night long, it's going to be a long night here for the Israelis on the defensive end. Well, when you compare these two teams, of course, Germany, the defending FIBA Basketball World Cup champions. I mean, Israel have only played ever in 2 FIBA Basketball World Cups. They played in the second one back in 1954, but last one they played was back in 1986 in Madrid, Spain. So it has been a very long time for the Israelis indeed. Because Mickey Berkovitz, one of the greats of Israeli basketball, was their top player. Well, great save by Carrington, but again, missing. That's a little bit better, but Germany are going to get this one back. Seal off in the paint, and this time Kale just going to work. Oh, if he's got to be guarded by Blatt, Blatt's got to be a little bit more aggressive. And great work by the Alba Berlin point guard. 8-point German lead. Zussman goes baseline, bit of contact, gets rejected. Now Carrington left wide open and sinks a triple. And now we'll just settle his nerves and build his confidence. Of course, Israeli fans making the journey here to Germany, but great work by Yuval Zussman, fighting for keeping his own rebound. That time getting the wide open look in the corner from Kenny Carrington. Two-possession ball game, just over 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Opening game for these two teams are in Group B of the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. The journey to Qatar does begin tonight. Foul's going to be called. So Bakoko will go to the free throw line. Well, the Israelis, possession after possession, just struggling to deal with the inside presence of Germany. Well, Norris Bakoko, because after spending 4 magnificent years with UE Baskets Oldenburg, now this season has signed with Alba Berlin. Well, they got a big game after the international break. Because the unsportsmanlike foul was called on that play, so unfortunately for the Israelis, Germany will get this one back. Quite a big lineup here for Germany. Both Louis Alindi and Norris Bakoko. Another ball screen. Kale goes for the three, a little too short. Offensive rebound. We're going for the tough contested fadeaway. Zussman this time is able to gather possession. Still a 7-point ball game. 21st international meeting between these two countries. Well, Levy will fire a three. This Israeli's not able to gather too many offensive boards, and the threes aren't dropping. Germany looking to extend their lead. Bakoko sets it. Kale takes it. The Israelis just able to gather possession. Well, a bit of pressure being exhibited against Roy Huber. Carrington made his last three. Makes another one. And that's 2 now for Kenny Carrington. Well, he wasn't able to find that consistency at the Eurobasket this summer, but my word, if you saw him play in the Basketball Champions League with Hapoel Yerushalayim, he can indeed light it up. Alindi finds Kale. Time winding down here on the shot clock for Germany. There's a pump fake. Nice move, goes in, but misses from point-blank range. But another foul is going to be called. I believe that is going to be called on the ground against Kenny Carrington. Well, that's when they say Le Shalosh. They need a lot more from him tonight. Well, the assist going to Israel's number 4, Gurlavi. Well, Carrington's going to go to the bench. He'll take a bit of a breather, so not a bad start here for Kenny Carrington in the first quarter. Baseline possession coming up here for Germany. Joshua Biesa also back in the lineup. Here's Senkfelder in the corner. It's Germany getting good looks from downtown, but just haven't also found that consistency. But their damage has come inside the paints. Well, now Baltimore, he'll fire. And it's 3 triples consecutive for Israel. And a timeout is going to be called by Alex Mumbru. It has become the Shalosh party here in the first quarter. Well, Baltimore, the elevation. That was a penetration. And again, it was Huber. Finds Timor. And you can count that one. Well, just great execution. The team that could have been down by double digits now only find themselves down by 1. We'll head down to Germany's bench to find out what Alex Mumbru has to say.
There is only no return. Go. Finally, they take the rebound. 1 pass. They are right here. Pass.
like this. Pass, hand off, go corner, okay? Luis, when you go corner, easy. Coming here hard, yes? You set a pick, Joshua. Backdoor. Try to make this a loop. If not, Norris, you come in here, pass Justus, and Justus can hand off to attack. Let's go.
We can see Israel just building confidence from the three-point line. Two have come from Kadeem Carrington. The last one came from Baltimore. This is team featuring everybody playing in the Israeli Winter League. Well, Carrington's just getting some words from head coach Ariel Ben Halapi. 1 point lead with just over 2 minutes. Zach Bonga back into the lineup here for Germany. Germany just taking their time patiently, trying to get something good. Oh, pulling up for the mid-range. That's a tough play indeed. Beautifully tucked away by Yoshua Biesa. The home crowd have come out ready to support here for the World Cup qualifiers. The foul is going to be called on the ground. It's going to be Germany's last foul to give away. Because Roy Huber's come into this game and made a difference, but look at this ISO. Yoshua Biesa. That's tough to block because he has such a high release. Well, Roy Huber now at the charity stripe here for the Israelis. Because he began his career in 2014 with Hapoel Kfar Saba, because that was in the lower divisions. Of course, now playing in Yerushalayim after playing for Maccabi Ramat Gan. He also spent 9 games in the Basketball Champions League last season, where he was averaging 7 points and just under 3 assists per game. Of course, you also may remember he briefly played for Hapoel Holon as well, but unable to make the second free throw. 1 possession ball game still, 2-point lead to the defending world champions. Israel now going back and sitting in a 2-3 zone. Ty Segev in the game. Melinda just falls to the ground, able to save this one. Looking for a kick out, finds Bonga, goes in, and Germany just beat the shot clock. Israel on a run. Oh, another wide open look, and make that 4 threes here in the first quarter. They are on fire at the moment. Well, that time Gurlavi, because he's had a few good looks already. Well, Bonga, he'll go for another 3. Side eye and can't get it. Well, Biesa saves it, finds Agbakoko. But Agbakoko, now that took a deflection. That's going to remain Germany ball. Oh, Huber with another dime. You want a 3, you just asked Roy. Good recovery here by Luis Alinda. That was the penetration on the baseline. That was a tough pass by Justus Hollatz. But now Biesa will find only the second one now for Germany, and both teams exchanging 3-point buckets. Well, Biesa now moving up to 5 points. 14 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Timur gets that screen from Itai Segev. Timur goes in. Well, Louis Alinda was there but didn't want to contest. And Germany can have the final shot. Well, that's the final foul to give away. So 6.3. That won't send Justus Hollatz to the free throw line. But look at the denying the screen by Timur, going straight to the rack. And Louis Alinda just a little too slow to react to that time. So neither Israel nor Germany have any more fouls to give. But you gotta love German basketball. You gotta love the support. Bonga going for the fadeaway, goes in, follow-up, and Dankeschön right at the buzzer. Louis Alindi, nobody boxed him out. Well, indeed, just went in and greeted himself. Well, it was good defense, but they forgot about Alindi, and he went in and just beat the buzzer. Well, that is the end of the first quarter. Germany with a narrow lead against Israel here in the opening game of Group E of the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers. We're live here in Ulm, Germany. We're going to take a look at some of the key stats, and then we'll run down the best highlights of the first quarter. Well, Israel slightly better from the three-point line. They're 44%, but Germany, 9 field goals from within inside the rainbow. The majority of those have come from within inside the paint. But so far, great start for both teams. Remember, all roads to Doha 2027 begin tonight. Well, you kind of got the feeling the 21st meeting between both Germany and Israel in international basketball. This game could be an exciting ending with players like Hollatz, David Kramer, Roman Sorkin for Israel. But look at Idan Zalmanson, textbook old school post play inside the paints. And then Tamir Blatt finding Roman Sorkin, going in with a double clutch reverse layup. And the German support, it has been magnificent. And that time, Jack Cahill going one screen, finding De Silva, and finishing yet again. Simply unstoppable. Well, the German pick and roll, it's been absolutely outstanding so far, but can Ariel Ben Halafmi, head coach of Israel, find a solution and how to stop it? And so far, it's coming from the perimeter. Kadeem Carrington, 2 for 3 from downtown. The Shalosh party right now from the Israelis. And Roy Huber was becoming the facilitator, finding Barnes and Moore from 45 degrees. And the veteran 6-1. Well, fans, use that QR code and download Courtside 1891, where you can get all the best streams, schedules, and scores of international basketball. Courtside 1891. Use that QR code and download it today. Well, sure, Alex Mumbrou probably would have felt like his team could have had a double-digit lead, but I think one thing he's going to stress to his players, we cannot allow them to have any more good looks from the three-point line. Welcome back, everybody, live here in Ulm, Germany at the Ratio Farm Arena. Second quarter underway between Germany and Israel. Carrington back into the lineup. Pulls up for the mid-range. Bit of hesitation, simply automatic. Now moving up to 8 points for the Israelis, cutting it down to a 2-point deficit. Germany with Bonga, De Silva, Lindy, Hollatz, and Kramer all on the floor. Kramer coming off one screen, finds Hollatz. Well, you need to put a hand up because this man can't knock it down. Well, case in point. Maybe don't give him any room. How many times did he make those three-pointers? Getting dimes from Marcelino Huertas in the Basketball Champions League last season. He's simply clutch. Time winding down here for Huber. Going for Israel's 5th three. That's not going to go. Ty Segev just getting locked up with Louis Alindi, and Alindi running down the middle. Germany feeling like they've got some momentum. Bonga goes in and no help side defense and extends Germany's lead to 7. Second field goal now for Isaac Bonga. Carrington finds Huber. He'll fire another one. But was on target. Offensive rebound by Adzi. Of course, Netanel Adzi subbing into the game, but wow. Well, that was hard work for Itai Segev, but good defense by David Kramer. But look at this. Well, it's just beating Lavi off the dribble, and nobody was home to come out and switch and rotate. Well, don't give Kramer any time and space. Pressure means nothing to this man. Seven-point German lead. Hollatz getting the high screen. Set by De Silva. That time not going to finish. Roman Sorkin just gets a rebound. Well, the Israelis have got to find some transition points in this game. Now Sorkin wants to put this on the ground. Bonga getting ready for the double team. Well, Huma having to make a tough pass. Well, Odyssey, that's going to be an offensive foul. Great defense by Isaac Bonga. Well, that's the thing about Bonga. He knows how to keep his man in front of him. Hands up. Young players watching. That is how you defend when trying to close out a defender and trying to recover, or even trying to rotate. Well, that's going to be Odyssey's first personal foul of the game, because now in his third season playing with Hapoel Holon. Also in his second campaign in the Basketball Champions League with Hulonia. Two and a half played here in the second quarter. Well, again, did he have his foot on the line? Well, almost got it. Now, question is that a two-point shot? I think he had his foot on the line. Well, the front rim just covers, but unless you see a more definitive replay. So I think it's going to be two shots coming up here for David Kramer. Well, as great as he is, just to see that he actually missed his first free throw. He's currently playing in the Spanish ACB Liga Endesa. He's playing in the capital city of Spain. Oh, just gets the second one, just rolls it in. Well, Israelis almost turned it over. Can't Sorkin save it. I think he's fouled in the process. That's a poor foul by De Silva to give away. I mean, Sorkin's under pressure. I mean, it's right there, the right hand. I mean, just unnecessary. Because if anything, you could have, I mean, that's the ideal place on the court. You want to play like Roman Sorkin to catch the ball. But then again, another turnover. Germany have numbers. Holatz finds Kramer. One dribble, three is up. Offensive rebound to Silva. Right now, having a buffet here at home in Deutschland. Well, Germany just a little bit more hungry, going after every offensive board and making second shots points count. There's a three-pointer, but again, they forgot no body on him. And it's just that easy. Well, a timeout call by Ariel Beit Halachmi will go to Israel's bench to find out what he has to say. His team down by 10.
Leo על ארצי, אוקיי? היי, 44 pick and roll, you gotta jump on it. 44, לקפוץ עליו. עכשיו עדיין, הכדור פה בצד, אנחנו בפאניקה מטורפת, אתם עומדים כאן, תהיו בצבע קצת, לעזור שם. אנחנו משחקים עכשיו שרט, אתה ותמיר, אוקיי? ופה, ליאו, תפתחו החוצה, לא משנה. בסדר? יאללה.
Well, I think Ariel Beit Halachmi really addressed it to his players. Listen, we got to stop turning the ball over, but if we do just that, we got to make every effort to get back into our paint and stop the ball in transition. Because Germany, although they're only leading by 10, I mean, they're just cruising and controlling every tempo of this game. Oh, great to see that. Oh, well, special time. Love is in the air. Still a 10-point deficit. Tommy Blatt back in the lineup. Finds Sorkin on the ball screen. This is great defense by Germany, covering all positions, rotating and switching. And a foul is going to be called against Roman Sorkin. The Israelis really struggling here against the Germans' defense. Already 4 turnovers here in the fourth quarter for Israel. Germany now with their biggest lead, looking to put on more pressure. There's a step back from the mid-range. Ty Sagan, well, Yuval Zusman, excuse me, coming up with the board. Feels like quite a while since Carrington got that opening bucket in the beginning of this quarter. Still got it. Here, Agva trying to put some pressure. Carrington almost turning it over. Got to take this one. Bumps. Can't get him as Sorkin gets the offensive board. Now Zusman doesn't take many threes. But Germany not giving away any offensive boards. Leading by 10. Can they pile on more pressure? Bonga. Defended by Zusman. Step back. 3 is up. Gets his own rebound. Bumped by his own teammate. But no stopping Isaac Bonga. Well, it was a calamity on both offense and defense. But in the end, Bonga gets rewarded. Now with his 3rd field goal. It's only going to be the 2nd team foul against Germany here with 5:24 to go in the 2nd quarter. Oh, calamity time. Bumps. Zach Bonga, strong as a brick wall. Look at the tough defense by Mihir Agva. The double team coming from Kramer. The former Kashiaka player showing the hunger and tenacity. Israel down by 12. Some need to build some identity here in this quarter. Sorkin high, 15, 6 out 1. And can that restore a little bit of pride here for the Israelis offense? Hollatz, defended by Batimor. Germany patiently now building up this ball screen with Jack Hale. Hale finds an opening. Has to go for a tough fadeaway. Yeah, but again, simply too much to handle. The Alba Berlin man rising to the occasion. Well, there's a pump fake. Can't tell me Blatzix is one. Falling into the hands of Sorkin. Sorkin goes up, can't finish. Israel coming up with a 2nd offensive board. Time winding down here on the shot clock. Sorkin, and again, it's just recovery. Coming over, doubling. Well, the German fans wanting an unsportsmanlike foul, but be interested to see if this does get reviewed. That was the help side by Kale, coming in to intercept the post entry. Look at this. He's just a kid still, but playing like a veteran pro. Well, if I told you he was 19 years old, would you believe me? He's still. '19 and playing at the elite level he is. Both for country and Alba Berlin in the BCL. Well, rejection time indeed by Sorkin. But can Israel counterattack? Good transition defense yet again by Germany. Forcing Israel into the half court. Black going for a tough 19-footer, and again, it's just a lack of identity here in the offense. But Germany want to counterattack. Down the lane, goes in. No foul given. The Israelis have numbers. Well, here we go, Sorkin. Oh my goodness, Lila Tov, good night. Roman Sorkin in transition. Well, another foul has been committed. Oh, look at Sorkin running down the right. And again, looking like a baby Vlade Divac. This time with the rim rocker. Blatt with the dime, and Sorkin with the throwdown. Well, he was outstanding at this past summer's FIBA Eurobasket for the Israeli national team. It's great to have him, both him and Denny Avdia on the floor together. Both players at games complement each other. And you saw that in the victory against France. Still Germany lead by 11 with over 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Tommy Black, pick and pop with Sorkin. Goes for dunks, and picketh, poppeth, and maketh the three-pointer from Schlossland. Well, Sorkin, right now, may feel like he has to take this game over offensively. Well, Kramer almost got the @1. Sorkin had his hands up, but I'm wondering if there was a lot of contact. Here again, there's the pick and pop. Sorkin doesn't want to roll. Sorkin wants to go from downtown. And those fans believe. Well, David Kramer back at the charity stripe. Because you have to remember, as great as he is from the perimeter, he was only 74% in the Basketball Champions League from the free throw line last season with La Laguna Tenerife. Because he was slightly better in the ACB. He was 84% last season, but even when he played for Granada, his free throw shooting can at times be quite inconsistent. He was 64% only 2 seasons ago. So every great player has an Achilles heel. Baltimore just able to save this one from going out of bounds. Another high pick here with both Sorkin, but Black throws it away. Kale, well, look out below. Gute Nacht in transition. Alba Berlin's 19-year-old. I repeat, he's only 19. $11-point lead. Black. Again, another turnover. Germany have numbers. Kramer finds Kale. Puts it up. Another offensive board. Second chance points. That's been the difference. Germany come up with the goods because they come up with steals and they get out in the open court. And they always contest for offensive boards. Christian Zangfelder, that time, giving Germany now a 13-point lead. Carrington, nowhere to go. A lot of congestion here for the Israelis. Sorkin made his last 3. Now just over 90 seconds. Germany lead by 13. A potential 3 for 2 for them. Israel have no fouls to give. Kale calling for a clear out. Wants to go for that ISO. Agbakoko went for it. Not necessarily the shot you wanted to take, but that's only going to be the 3rd team foul against Germany. Well, here we go. Does it in the Basketball Champions League for Alba Berlin, and now he's doing it for Germany in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. He's only 19 years old. I repeat, he's only 19, but he's playing like a veteran pro. Well, the German fans in fine voice tonight. Well, the Israelis got to get open. Baltimore just becoming a pressure reliever. Just over a minute to go here in the second quarter. Timur, who pulls up from 18. That's a good look for him, but unfortunately doesn't go in. But now Germany can counterattack. Oh, unselfish. Showtime, Alba Berlin, German basketball. Kale found Agbakoko. But the Israelis can't go 2 for 1 potentially here if they get a bucket quick enough. That's going to be the 4th and final team foul. Well, this is the Alba Berlin combo. Kale finding Agbakoko for the German national team. Showtime, Deutschland basketball. And we're going to see that in the BCL when we come back from the international break. That gives Germany a 15-point lead here in the second quarter. There's the backdoor play, no foul given. That's going to be, unfortunately, another Israeli turnover. Baltimore felt he was impeded on that play. Well, the timeout's going to be called. Germany want to talk it over. 32.3. We'll go down and listen to find out what Alex Mumburu's got to say.
Sleep. For all you have this one and pass. When he's coming, you set a pick for Luis. You have or alley or Luis shoot. Okay? I go the moment of you come in here, and when he goes, you leave it. Okay? Let's go.
Well, again, another look at the unselfish. The ball didn't even touch the ground at Agba. Coco ran down the floor. But Jack Cahill, you can see right now he's becoming a big difference, but it's the amount of offensive rebounds the Germans have come up with. I mean, they've been relentless. They've been simply fun to watch. It looks like a technical foul was called somewhere. For me, my assumption would be, and I could be wrong here, I'm wondering if that was on Baltimore in protest, where he felt he was fouled, but that makes it a 16-point ball game now. Eight seconds difference between game and shot clock. Germany, here we go. Agba, Coco almost got it. Well, again, that would have been the Alba connection. Obiesa, 1 second difference. He'll pull up for a three. That one's up, and again, finally beats the buzzer. It is Old Germany as they have a 19-point leader in the opening game of Group E of the 2027 FIBA World Cup Qualifiers. Joshua Obiesa, 1, 2, 3 from downtown. Well, they're just having fun. They're controlling the tempo, and they do lead by 19 as we go into the halftime break. Well, going to review some of the key stats in this first half. We'll look at the game's leading scores, and then we'll run down the best moments of the first and second quarter here at the Ratio Farm Arena in Ulm, Germany. This is a Group E fixture of the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers. Well, the Israelis only made 1 three-pointer in that second quarter, and that came from Roman Sorkin. Germany now currently up to 33%, to 16 from 29 from within inside the rainbow. And as you can see, just narrowly winning the rebound count, but also winning the assist count by 5, and also have 4 steals for that matter. Well, we'll take a look at the game's leading scorers so far in this one. Roman Sorkin, the only Israeli player in double figures, but both Joshua Obiesa and Oscar da Silva leading the way right now for Germany. Well, there you have it. David Kramer also with 9, but very soon we are going to look at the highlights from the first half. Well, Kadeem Carrington had the opening bucket in the second quarter. You kind of felt Israel were really going to surge their way into this one, but here was the opening 3 of the second quarter for the Germans. We don't leave that man wide open. And Isaac Bonga just getting right by the defender and going straight to the paint. Nobody in the help side. And here was the transition with the missed three-point attempt, the offensive board. Nobody boxing out Da Silva. And that has been the talking point, which I'm sure head coach Ariel Beit-Halachmi is going to address to his players. Well, the 19-year-old Jack Cahill having a game of games, but Roman Sorkin with authority in transition. Throwing it down with a bit of revenge on the rim. But here was Cahill right back at him. 19, Alba Berlin superstar. This time, Joshua Obiesa with the final dagger, the three-pointer that gave Germany the 19-point lead. It's halftime. We'll be back very soon.
Let's get this party started. Oh my goodness sakes, that's a throwdown. Goes in for the dunk. Good night. Too big, too strong, and just too good.
Bogdanovic, who goes in and scores. Ah!
This is what it's all about.
That's all one big basketball family, folks.
Winning time. Both teams over the limit. You have got to be kidding me!
Oh. Nobody knew where he was.
Hermanson, another crack at it. Crosses over. Hermanson goes in. Another block shot, and Arriva Dirci one more time. Wow.
And that time, oh goodness me, he kisses it off the basket. The banks are open here in Greece.
It's going to be a heave. Bang! Denmark back within two and emphatically.
Neither team with any fouls to give. Nice give and go, goes in and getting rejected one more time. Ferrari with the denial. Von Hermanson back in the lineup. Finds Tripoli Henderson. Oh my goodness. No stopping the Frostman. The big snowmobile. And when he was a youth player, he sometimes had to drive a snowmobile to his basketball practices.
Hand it back to Fofana. Floating halfway, gets it to go. Salim Fofana with the half-court buzzer beater. I am in a stunned moment here. Fofana back to Rocek. To Shimada, glides through, no one there. Oh, batted away. What a defensive stat. Markovic meets him at the penthouse and swats it away. Fourth turnover of the game for Serbia. Drives inside with the two-handed thunder. Fofana. That's a big play.
Throws it up. Olasheni spills it. Sorgiones for the win. Oh my goodness. Lithuania make it on the buzzer. How? Simply just how? The basketball gods favor their most loved child, Lietuva. 3 back-to-back triples. 3 is simply the magic number.
Are you kidding me?
Papa Nicolau says, give it to me.
Go attacks to close out. Beat Bruno inside.
Fills it up. It's all right.
Welcome back, basketball fans, live here at the FIBA Arena, where currently Germany lead by 19 points against the Israelis. Well, the Israelis been led by Roman Sorkin currently here at the moment. Well, he has 12 points. He's 4 for 6 from the field. He's made 1 out of 3 from the perimeter. But they find themselves down by 19 and in need of some inspiration. Well, the problem right now for the Israelis, 9 turnovers already here in the first half. And here's a transition play. Sorkin going down the middle and taking everybody on a ride. Well, he had a vendetta that time, but like I say, only 12 points of him. They do have 8 for Kadeem Carrington, but it just hasn't been enough offensively. Well, we're going to take a look at Germany's leading scorer, and that is Oscar da Silva. He has 13 points, or 10 points, excuse me, at the moment. Well, it's actually Yoshi Obiesa. Well, Obiesa currently with 11. Just very tricky with that high release off his left hand, off the dribble, but also can spot up from the perimeter. He's flying with confidence early on here in the first half. Off the dribble yet again, one more time. And it was that final 3-point field goal here in the face of Itai Segev that made it a 19-point lead. And Deutschland are cruising, the defending FIBA Basketball World Cup champions. Well, there you have it so far. The big difference in this game between these two teams has been the rebounding. Germany with 10 offensive boards, 23 in total. The Israelis, 19, but only 6 offensive boards. And as I said, Germany only have 1 turnover compared to Israel's 9. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the FIBA Arena in the city of Ulm, Germany. It's the opening game of Group B here in the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers. All roads to Doha, Qatar begin tonight. Because the other game going on in this group, we'll see Hrvatska, Croatia take on Cyprus. Because that will be a very interesting matchup too between those two teams. Well, there your lead is at the moment. Yuval Zusman leading so far with 6 rebounds, while Tamir Blatt, he's had his fair share of ups and downs in this game. Currently leading with 3 assists. Well, Croatia currently leading by 25 points against Cyprus. That's now beginning in the 4th quarter. I think the Israelis, the problem right now for them is just the lack of assertiveness in the transition play. They've got to find more ways to get the ball out in transition. That will definitely open up the game a lot more for them. Because they got some good looks with Kadeem Carrington from the perimeter, but if Roman Sorkin is going to be their go-to player, well, they've got to keep running that high pick and roll with both him and either Tamir Blatt or Roy Huber. 7 rebounds away potentially from a double-double, but knowing his competitive nature, as we saw in Katowice this summer at the Basketball World Cup, he would much rather they come back and get a victory than get any individual accolade. Well, it's going to be interesting to find out what lineup the Israelis will come out with in the second half. Now, there are quite a few players they can't go to, but go back to Germany. Because great performance in the first half by both Oscar da Silva and Yoshi Obiesa. But, we've seen great combos with the Alba Berlin duo in Norris Agbakoko. And, of course, the 19-year-old Jack Cale. Wabonga leading all rebounders with 5. Justus Hollatz leading the assist category. It's been a great collective effort from the defending FIBA Basketball World Cup champions. Well, they lead by 19. For them, it's about maintaining control and tempo of this game, because they know full well the Israelis can mount any sort of comeback within this game at any point in the next 2 quarters. Quite an interesting group. You look at it. So you see the numbers from Yoshi Obiesa. As mentioned, Hrvatska, Croatia, a team that failed to qualify for the last Basketball World Cup. They'll be a team to be reckoned with in this group. There's no doubt about it. As I already said, they are currently playing against Cyprus. They only have a big lead. They were leading by 27 midway through the 4th quarter. Well, when you do think about these two teams, of course, they have quite a bit of history within the international world of basketball. Of course, Germany proven to be one of the very best, if not the very best in the world. As we said, they are defending world champions. And Alex Mumbrú knows that, because they made history winning not only the Basketball World Cup in 2023, but then winning the past FIBA Eurobasket. But you got to love the culture of German basketball. And all you have to do is see all the great teams that have played in the Basketball Champions League. We had Telekom Basketball win in 2023, but yeah, we've seen the newcomers, Würzburg, the atmosphere that they put on week in, week out in the BCL, and that's a basketball country, and rightfully so. Very well-deserved accolade. Well, Mahir Agva came into the game and played some very exceptional defense, switching on ball screens, the former Kashiaka player. And like I said, it's just the effort and, of course, the pride that these players have, because everybody fighting for that jersey. Well, for head coach Ariel Beit-Halafmi, no doubt he's had a lot to talk about with his players at the halftime break. Well, a few minutes and now we will begin the second half momentarily. Like I said, for Germany, it's a matter of holding on to this 19-point lead. For Israel, it's about pride. Because they don't, as I mentioned, it's the 21st international meeting between these two countries in which Israel, because they've only won 9 times. It's the first meeting here in the World Cup qualifiers. Remember, in the first round, you play everybody in the group twice, home and away. Top 3 teams in the group will then go on to the second round, and results that you get in the first round will then go on into the second round. In Europe, it's a very tough continent to get out of. There's no question about it. Well, it's been a fantastic atmosphere, and use that QR code and download the official FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifying app. Follow your favorite teams and players. Follow their journey from the qualifiers right up until Doha 2027. Get all the best news, highlights, and content that matter to you most. Use that QR code and download it today. Well, Oscar da Silva, one of the leading scorers, one of only 3 players to be in double figures in Germany, will have first place. So welcome back, everybody. Second half about to get started. Justus Hollatz now being defended by Kadeem Carrington. Because Bonga, da Silva, Delo, Hollatz, and Kramer on the floor. Da Silva goes in, gets denied. Ramon Sorkin said, "Not in your house." Well, goodbye indeed. There's the block coming up. Leonard Auf Wiedersehen. One more time, goodbye. That's the kind of defense the Israelis need to exhibit inside the paints. Oh, Kramer backdoor, throws it down with a bit of authority. That time, no help side defense was going to block anything. 21-point German lead, defending World Cup champions, showing why they're the world's #1. Carrington. Well, that's going to be a foul, so Kadeem Carrington now will go to the free throw line. Well, that was a great take by Kramer. Going to the summit off the backdoor cut. Well, Carrington can't go become the 4th player in double figures, but he's unable to make the second free throw, so now he has 9 points. 20-point deficit. Israel again sitting back into a 2-3 zone defense. We're now going into a matchup man-to-man. There's the pump fake. Stepping through for the mid-range. Zalmanson preventing the da Silva offensive board. Blatt. And it's just too bad of a pass. I mean, it's the right idea. There's no ill thought in the process, but now Germany want to push, but it's a tough one indeed for Ramon Sorkin to catch. Silva wants to take on Zalmanson. Kramer feels like he's got a mismatch. There's the fadeaway. Simply automatic. Der clutch. Hair clutch. While soaking off the lob, goes in, can't finish it. Germany's defense smothering at the moment. The foul is going to be committed by Uvel Zusman. But it's out quickly. I mean, look at this. That's poetry in motion. BEA, beautiful play by David Kramer. And he's tough to handle. Mid-range, perimeter, and he's got such a quick release. Holatz. De Silva trying to go for a handoff. Back to Kramer. Zusman trying to chase him, keep him in front of him. But time's winding down. Kramer now, step back, fade away. Another offensive board. And Germany will take their time, use the 14 right up. Well, let's find De Silva, twisted turn, another block by Sorkin. Good defensive play, but he loses it in the end. Well, he wanted to go himself, but in the end, Bonga still has it. Kicks out, Holatz, he'll fire a three, and the bank is open. Checks and balances, deposited by Holatz. Well, it's gonna be a steal, and again, he's gonna go here, and Maltadello will extend their lead. Well, you are witnessing greatness from the FIBA Basel World Cup defending champions. Good defense by Alba Berlin's Maltadello. And a timeout is called by Ariel Ben-Halafmi. His team down by 25. But here was the banker. Bonga finds the banker, checks and balances. Banker Holatz. Eustace, I don't think he called bank, but it doesn't matter.
Fake it, right? Stay high. Zeus, you clear, you stay over here, go. Screen for Zeus, רומן, נגיעה קטנה וללוב, תמיר. או לוב לרומן, או זוס לפינה. הפוך אתה רוצה? On this side, okay? And then you go, fake on תמיר. יובל, you clear? Go, screen. You got both sides, all right? Back over here, we are 22 on defense. 22.
Well, he wants a response from his players. They're now down heavily. Because it's not a 25-point deficit, it's a 27-point deficit as we speak. But those fans, they're loving the occasion. Carrington had those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter. Thinks about another one. Getting that screen from Sorkin. Switching the defense. Contested 3 is up and gets his third one. Oh, they needed that one desperately, but it only cuts it down to a 24-point deficit. Carrington now into double figures. Well, Sorkin having to switch out and defend. Eustace Holatz. They switch back now with Zusman. Kramer, time winded down. Still has his dribble. Finds space. Doesn't beat the shot clock. Rebound has been secured. Well, Gurlavi just coming into the game for the first time here in the third quarter. Lap bumps. Foul called. Counted. And Tommy and Black going to the free throw line. That's all they needed. Just a little penetration from the backcourt. And he read the defense. Intelligent play by Tamir Blatt. And here was the three, the third one of the game for Kadeem Carrington. Well, young Tamir Blatt has come a very long way in his career. If you think about when he played for Apoel Holon back in 2017 in the BCL. Because he also played here in Germany for 2 seasons with Alba Berlin. He's now back home in Israel playing in the Winter League. Cutting it down to 21-point deficit. It's a 6-0 run from the Israelis. Louis Alindi. Time winding down. Foul is going to be called on the ground. It's only going to be the second team foul here against the Israelis. There was 2 seconds left on the shot clock. 6:11 to go. Almost 4 minutes played here in the third quarter. There's the cut. Sorkin standing strong, but again to no avail. And that is what Germany did in the first half. They just got too many good looks inside the paints. This would have been much better offensively here in the third quarter. As Blatt still has possession. Sussman finds Sorkin. Time expiring. Sorkin, tough, high fadeaway. That's way off the mark. And now Germany want to run. They've got numbers. Bonga finding Alindi. Does a Jorge Garbajosa. He caught it. He didn't bring it down. He pulled a Jorge Garbajosa. Well, he caught that right in front of his face. Knew he had no time to bring it down. That's the Garbajosa three-pointer. 25-point lead. Blatt just getting rejected. Wow. Oscar da Silva said, "Not in my house. Take that one, get out of here. Auf Wiedersehen." And here it is again. The Jorge Garbajosa caught it in front of his face and didn't bring it down. And da Silva that time cutting down the middle. Too dominant inside the paints. A 25-point lead. Carrington's made 3 threes. Can't get that one. It's now Germany want to run. Oh, Bonga spinning like a washing machine. There's a kick out. Kale thought about going for the 3, but now finds Obiesa, the leading scorer at halftime. He's got 11. Not going to get that one. And another offensive rebound here for Germany. Lindy still has it. There's the cut. Foul committed, so Obiesa will go to the charity strike. Well, they're at the stage of the game where they have this big lead, and now they can just patiently pass the ball around. But look at the spin here. Like a washing machine. Cleaning the laundry. And then Bonga. I made a dish off that, but he's going to go to the bench. So great game so far here from Isaac Bonga. Well, Yashi Obiesa converting the free throws, extending it yet again to a 27-point German lead. There's Roy Huber back in the lineup. Israel right now look like they have the confidence taken away from their offense, and that's going to be a backcourt violation. You kind of feel that there's a bit of mental fatigue at the moment. Well, Batsi more. I mean, Obiesa doesn't have to do much here. It's a lackadaisical error, putting the ball behind his back. But here's where Germany are going to continue to make the deficit even bigger, as now Idan Zalmanson is going to come in for Roman Sorkin. Well, Oscar da Silva's had a magnificent game tonight. Of course, he really has been a big inside presence within the paints. Very tough for the Israelis' post-interior defense. Well, Lindy thinks about it. He's going to probably have to take it. He made his last 3. That one's way off the mark. Goes out of bounds. And Israel will get it back. A 24-second violation called against Germany. Well, Gurlavi goes in, comes up with his own rebound, but he's going to step out of bounds, so it's another turnover. Nothing going right now here for the Israelis. Well, you got to feel for them. I mean, they're trying everything. I mean, that's good defense, but Lavi right there just stepping out of bounds. Well, there's a baseline cut, goes in, another foul, so another trip to the charity stripe. And Zangvelder, because still quite a bit of time left here in the third quarter. We have a whole nother quarter to play. Well, Zangvelder's had quite a magnificent career playing in the Easy Credit Bundesliga. Of course, played in the NCAA at Bo Fordham and then went to Bois State. Started his pro career in Braunschweig after the NCAA and spent some time at Broge Bamberg because he joined Telekom Baskets Bonn the season after they won the Basketball Champions League. And as of last year, he was playing in the French Pro Island B with Jadia Dijon, also in the FIBA Europe Cup. Zalmanson finds the 10 now, Artzi. 29-point lead to Germany. Timor. There's a jump hook, and that's a nice move by the veteran, Idan Zalmanson. Well, those two were teammates in the BCL back in 2019-20 when they played for Yerushalayim. Well, no kickball violation. Baltimore doesn't have anybody running with it. Hesitates, goes in, unable to get the and one. But now he'll go to the free throw line. Because if you are Israel, you cannot put your heads down. You've got to keep competing because points difference will matter at this stage. And look at the back down post move by the Hulk. Well, originally from Haifa in the north of Israel. She started his career with the red and white of Hapoel Haifa back in 2009. 33-year-old veteran. Also spent some time playing for Alba Berlin back in 2013 when he was very young, but didn't spend a lot of time there. Only 4 games in the Easy Credit Bundesliga, Baltimore. It's 25-point deficit. And that's going to be a traveling violation. Because the speed at which Joshua Obiesa plays at, sometimes you might find he could actually take a few steps before putting the ball on the ground, but Israelis on a 4-0 run. Zalmanson finding space, got it by Zangvelder. Kicks out of the double team. Huber fires a 3, and now it's a 7-0 run. Well, that 29-point deficit has been cut down to 22. Israel competing. Germany have got to rediscover that form of dominance they had in this game. Zangvelder, Pickett, Popeth. 3 not going to go. Well, Zalmanson doesn't take many threes. Israel unable to come up with the offensive board. Great work by Louis Alindi. Kale wants a run. Alindi down the middle. But Netanel Artzi just doing what Israel haven't been able to do, and that's recover. Well, look at the post up here. The brute aggression at Huber. The former Ramat Gan player in the BCL buries the 3. Well, Louis Alindi going to the bench. Great effort tonight from him. As Mahir Agva back into the lineup here for Germany. Oh, good interception. Gurlavi comes up with it, but Israel don't have any numbers. Nobody getting ahead. They are in a 7-0 run, and now make it a 9-0 run as they cut it down to a 20-point deficit with 1:48 to go here in the third quarter. Like I said, every possession matters in the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. Head-to-heads, well, they're crucial. So we're going to head down to Germany's bench to find out what head coach Alex Mumbru is going to say to his players.
Why? You relax. Why? Continue. Hey, if they defense zone, the zone is a fake. Final is man on man. You can play horns, pass, hand off, and you can watch the corner or attack. If not, set a pick. Yes, okay, you can play horns too. But score or not score, we score. Pass the ball. We attack against zone press because we don't take it out quick. We don't run and run. And if we run and we pass to you, shoot. Yes.
Well, it's been a great atmosphere tonight here at the Razio Farm Arena. Here's the transition. Well, by some more that time, finding Lavi on the seal-off, and that made it a 9-0 run and cutting it down to a 20-point deficit. But it's fair to say, Germany right now being tested. They've been absolutely magnificent in this game. But they want to push up the tempo. Kale forces a switch on defense, but a foul is going to be called against Idan Zalmanson. So that's going to send Jack Kale to the free throw line. Well, Zalmanson tried to rush the ball handlers to come out and hedge on the screen, but it's been a wave of good momentum so far here from the Israelis, but Kale now can indeed stop the bleeding on this run. Because prior to playing for Alba Berlin this season, he was actually at the Serbian team that once hosted both Nikola Jovic and Nikola Jokic. And that being KK Megabasket in Belgrade. He spent the 2024-25 campaign with them. This is also played for Rasta Vesta, but remember, his back restarted with Alba Berlin, where he began as a junior in 2021 with the U19 team. Lavi. High screen coming from Zalmanson. Nice dime. Timur made 1-3 again. Oh, it's just the closeout defense by the Germans. They switch, they rotate, they contest. I mean, they're a great defensively coached team. And that's a lot of credit to Alex Mumbrou. Well, that's a tough one. That's a foul, no doubt, but I think it's just tough on the defense. Second foul against Alba Berlin's Jonas Matusek. Well, good defense by Mihir Agba. And now here comes Kale. Wants to run. Jonas Matusek wide open. Doesn't get it. Timur secures the rebound. Potential 2-for-1 coming up for the Israelis. Can they cut it below 20 points? And that's an unnecessary foul. It's going to send Idan Zalmanson to the free throw line. So this is good for the Israelis, because it doesn't take a lot of time off the clock. Just right there holding Idan Zalmanson as he's trying to set the ball screen for Timur. Idan Zalmanson missing the first free throw. Currently back with Hapoel Holon for a second season. Because he was an 80% free throw shooter in the Basketball Champions League last season. Second one good. 21-point ball game. Germany still in control of this one. Well, coming up with a steal, Timur finds Lavi, and they make it a three-point play, and that could indeed be a 2-for-1. I'm not quite sure who came up with this steal, but fantastic for the Israelis. Like I said, points difference matters here in the qualifiers. Kale kicks this one out, finds Obiesa. Good defense. And I'm not sure he needed to save that one, but only 3 seconds on the shot clock here for Germany. One thing that's undeniable, this third quarter has definitely been more productive from the Israelis on both ends of the floor. Now you can see Ariel Beit Halafmi wants to bring Khalid Carrington back in. You want to put as many three-point shooters on the floor if they're able to get a stop here and get one final play. So Netanel Atsi is going to go to the bench. 19 apiece here in this quarter. Well, there's the fadeaway three, and that's going to be a 24-second violation. No foul called. So Israel with 17.2 will get one final play. Well, they're going to dribble this one down with Baltimore. Carrington's just come off the bench. They've got Gurlavi. They also have Roy Huber. Oh, ice cold off the bench. He's made 3 threes. Ice cold! Le Chaloche as he beats the buzzer. And now it's only a 16-point ball game. Wow. Only off the bench. Ice cold in the veins, but no problem for Kenny Carrington. Big time play. Wow, 16 points. They've trailed by as many as 29. And that has been a huge end to the third quarter for the Israelis. Well, we're going to look at some of the key stats here in this game. And we're going to get ready to look at the highlights as we get ready for the final 10 minutes. Group E fixture of the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. Well, that Kenny Carrington three-pointer was his fourth and number 8 for the Israelis. Germany still 5 out of 18, but 21 field goals from inside the rainbow, as opposed to Israel's 50%, only converting 11. Well, let's look at the best moments from the third quarter. Well, Germany started things with a bang, and there it was with David Kramer going backdoor and throwing it down with authority. It was Kramer again, the poetry of motion fadeaway from 15 on the baseline. Well, he's been outstanding tonight. And here was Bonga, that time finding Holats. Banks it. Did he call bank? It doesn't matter. These German fans have loved every moment of this game from their national team, the defending Basketball World Cup champions. And then Alba Berlin's Maltadello coming up with the goods, hand in the cookie jar. And that has been the key difference. Germany's defense has been simply too much to handle. Well, there was Bonga, and there was the Jorge Garbajosa three-pointer by Luis Olindi. And then Israel turned it up a gear. Getting this man involved, Dan Zalmanson, the veteran of Apoel Holon. Well, fans, use that QR code and download Courtside 1891. Download the app where you can watch all the best live streams, get the schedules and scores of international basketball. Courtside 1891. Use that QR code and download it today. Final 10 minutes. Israel down by as many as 29. Now only down by 16 thanks to Kenny Carrington. Baltimore. Pump fakes. Comes in for a tough layup, unable to finish. Well, it was a good look, but Germany just had the paint protected. Holat, Sangfelder, Kramer, Olindi, and De Silva all in the lineup here for the Germans. Because Germany's got to battle the mental edge away from the Israelis in that final moments of the third quarter. Now, it looks like Israel may be going into zone defense, but quite often they've come out of the zone and quickly gone into a matchup. Looks like they are going to stay in this 2-3. Sangfelder trying to go for a post-up. Kramer getting the ball screen. Kicks out. Holats trying to make the pass into the weak side corner, but that was well dropped defense by the Israelis. You can see a lot more confidence in the Israelis play, but Germany still have 4.5. That's going to be a traveling violation. Well, De Silva just caught that one off balance. Well, they're trying to deny Carrington. They don't want him to get the ball in his hands. But now he's got it. Defended by Kramer. Bit of contact counted, and he'll go to the free throw line. Well, Carrington right now, confidence is contagious. And after having a tough FIBA Eurobasket, with Roman Sorkin not on the floor. He's leading the backcourt here for the Israelis. Intelligent play, getting the defense. Minimal contact, but maybe just enough to justify an +1. And that's David Kramer's third personal foul. But he's unable to convert the three-point play. Well, both teams have had their struggles from the free throw line tonight. Israel look like they are in the 2-3 zone, but they don't want to allow Kramer to get open. Now De Silva, he'll fire a three, and no problem from downtown. And that just calms down Germany as they restore a little bit of order. Well, Zalmanson faked the handoff, penetrates. And I believe that may be foul number 4 against De Silva. Tells you, wow, tough one indeed there. That was the good ball movement, the crisp passing. And De Silva with the end product. Well, it's going to be a provisional substitution. Well, still a 15-point lead. Germany's still in total control of this one. There's no need for them to rush anything. They've been too great this game. Is now Bonga. He'll fire a three. It's a little short, but another big offensive rebound. Well, that's going baseline. Goes to its inside hand. That's a beautiful play by Justus Hollatz. Just so cool, calm, and collected with that penetration. Oh, great defense. Sorkin diving on the ground, but he throws it away. That's going to be an 8-second violation. Suffocated defense yet again. And look at Isaac Bonga diving. Had it not been an 8-second violation, he would have come up with a steal. So, but look at this. Avoids the block with his right hand. Well, that's getting that screen. Going back to De Silva. Goes in a bit of contact, can't finish. 15th offensive board. Kramer, wide open, three. But Sorkin doing his duties. Under 7.5 to go. Like I said with Israel, not impossible to get a comeback, but if anything, you want to keep chipping into the deficit. Sorkin catching a tough one. Goes up with it. Nice finish in the end. That cuts it back down to 15. Well, he had to work hard to maintain that one. 14 points this evening for Roman Sorkin. Now Bonga kicks out. Well, unselfish play. Hollatz wide open. But again, make it 16 offensive boards and the second chance points. Just too dominant from Germany. 19 in total, as opposed to 3. And you look at the score right now, well, that's a monumental difference. Carrington, another foul drawn. That's going to be Germany's third team foul with 6:34. Well, this is the great post-entry, the kick out, then the ball reversal, but it's the offensive rebounding. It's a will, not a skill. Yuval Zusman getting ready to check back in here for the Israelis. It's going to be a sideline possession to Israel. Tamir Blatt also back in the game as primary point guard. Trying to find Sorkin again. It's another tough pass. Germany had that very well defended. I think Germany they know defensively that Israel's going to try to force the ball down to Roman Sorkin. They just know how to cover that area. Because when he left the game, Idan Zalmanson did a great job of cementing position inside the paints. Silva trying to get some space between him and Sorkin. There's the fake pass. Mid-range up, gets the shooter's roll, and extends it back to a 19-point lead. It just looks like simple basketball we're watching from Germany. Well, Sorkin's made 1 3. Not going to get this one. Big offensive ball by Yuval Zussman. Carrington defended by Kremer. Trying to find Zussman, but again the rotations forcing a turnover by Germany. As Israel commit their 13th foul. And that foul's going to be against Tamir Blad. So 5:33 to go here in the fourth quarter. Germany have been magnificent since the first quarter. And rightfully so, the defending Basketball World Cup champions. Israel again look like they want to remain in the zone defense. But Bonga wide open. That time the rebound has been secured. The Israelis have brought Lior Carrera into the lineup. As they can see Sorkin missing. Now it's a 3-on-2. Bonga. One more pass. And again, way too easy. Simple execution. And now a timeout called by head coach Ariel Ben Halafmi. His team got it down to 13. Now they find themselves back down by 21. You try to find Sorkin. If we don't steal it, we force him into a tough layup. And again, Bonga gets the rebound. He initiates the transition, and it ends in 2 points. The no-look time by Isaac Bonga. Finding Eustace Hollatz. Well, excuse me, no, my correction. Not Eustace Hollatz. That indeed is Maltadello of Alba Berlin. Of course, he's got a lot to think about with his team because remember, they do have another game like Germany in this window. Well, the Israelis are going to have to probably put a line behind this game, but like I mentioned, you don't want to lose by too much because, well, they'll be heading to Riga, where they'll be hosting Hrvatska, Croatia on Monday, the 1st of December. Well, for Germany, of course, it will be a game for them as they'll go up against Cyprus, a team who did recently just play at the FIBA Eurobasket this summer as one of the host countries. Well, Germany may get to enjoy a little bit of beautiful sunshine as they head down to Cyprus in Limassol. Of course, that would also take place on Monday, the 1st of December. That game will go before Israel's game against Croatia in Riga. A 21-point lead, almost halfway to go here in the fourth quarter. It's been an outstanding display so far from Germany. Better in the second half from Israel. They still find themselves down by 21. Sorkin gets his pocket picked. And another Israeli turnover. I mean, Roman Sorkin is a fantastic elite international basketball player. There's a lot of great things he does, but not quite sure Ariel Ben Halafmi wants him to go for an ISO on the perimeter. Bonga sets a high pick. Takes a deflection, but falls into the hands of the Silva with the automatic inside paint mid-range. Well, I don't think he expected that one coming. 19 points for Oscar da Silva this evening. 9 out of 12 from the field. Line again, another turnover. Germany, open run. Here we go, throws it down with 2 hands. Well, open up the runway. Eustace Hollatz in transition. Sorkin baseline spins and goes in with an easy dunk. Because 23 points from the 20 turnovers. Well, 23 points to Germany from the 20 turnovers of Israel. Because the rebounding definitely has hurt the Israelis tonight. Bonga wants to ISO against Carrera. Kramer, time winded down. That's going to be a traveling violation. Kramer felt he got knocked. Well, here was the turnover. Bonga came up with it, found Eustace, and the rest was inevitable. Well, a little bit of showtime there in transition by the Germans. Well, he's had a fantastic game tonight, Eustace Hollatz. There's Jack Kao coming back into the lineup here for Germany. Well, Israel right now, they've got to cut it down as little as possible. Remember, the next game they will play against Croatia in Riga. But head-to-head is crucial. There's a bit of foul call as Baltimore now will go to the free throw line. Well, it's a veterans play by Baltimore. Just a little pump fake, getting Kao off the ground. Well, the Eustace Hollatz fan club, because one day they'll aspire to be like him and play for the national team. As Baltimore just knocks down the first free throw. Can cut it down to 21 points if he makes this one. And gets a shooter's roll. Israel do have one foul to give, because can they, for the next 3 minutes and under 30 seconds, minimize this deficit as much as possible? 9 points tonight for Baltimore. Well, Bakoko being a bit physical with Roman Sorkin. There's a kick out. Another three goes flying. Another offensive board by Hollatz. That's where Germany's been fantastic tonight. Now Bonga, three. But Carrera this time preventing another offensive board. Can Israel counterattack with Sorkin? Israel just have a bit of trouble getting into a quick set. Bit of a slip screen there by Roman Sorkin. That's a good offense, good entry, but the end product just not quite there by Lior Carrera. Kao now finds a bit of time here for the mid-range. Bonga twisting, turning, going in. And not able to finish off the bank. Over 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Zach Bonga now is going to send Baltimore back to the free throw line. The Israelis now can cut it down to 19 if he converts both of these free throws. And Bonga's night looks like it's going to be done. Well, as always, whenever he wears the jersey of the German national team, he does it in such fine professional manner. An absolute fan favorite with the German fans. 4 points away from a double-double tonight for Zach Bonga. As Baltimore converts the first free throw. Actually, look at some of these players. Tamir Blatt, Itai Sega, Baltimore, Dan Zalmanson. Because they've been around now for 3 FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. Because when the windows began back in 2017, they were there. So it's great to see that careers still going. Israel getting ready for one final sub. Looks like it's going to be Netanel Artzi of Hapoel Holon. Kao kicks out. Good defense. Baltimore comes up with it. The Israelis don't have numbers. Down by 19. Can they minimize the deficit? Well, Zusman demanding the screen. Gets in around the defense. Can't finish. That goes out of bounds. But Germany will get this back. Well, what an atmosphere we've had here in Ulm at the Ratziel Farm Arena. The German fans, as always, deserve the Most Valuable Player Award. Anytime you watch the Basketball Champions League, whether indeed, if it's Wolfsburg, or whether in the past it was Ludwigsburg, or even Telekom Basis-Bonn. I mean, it's always a great atmosphere in Germany. Kale now going back to Agbakoko. Finds Alinde. He's made 1-3 in the corner. Sorkin now just able to gather the rebound. Just over a minute. Can the Israelis get a few more field goals to minimize this deficit? Sorkin wants to take on Agbakoko. Out of control, can't get it. Still got it. That's good defense by Norris Agbakoko. There's the backdoor play. Otzi goes in and finishes. And that cuts it down to 17. Anytime they can minimize this deficit, just gives them a bit of hope of a potential head-to-head. And that's going to be Israel's final foul to give away. Well, Germany don't want to stop scoring. They've led by as many as 29 in this game. Kale finds Agbakoko. Good help side defense. But another foul committed, and that has been the story of the game and why Germany are simply outstanding. I mean, they're just ruthless. They're tenacious. They're anything you want to call them because they continue to battle for offensive boards. Second chance points. That is where they've been too dominant tonight. Well, they can look forward to a trip down to beautiful Cyprus for the next game here in the World Cup qualifiers, as they will head to Limassol to play on Cyprus. Well, great start to his coaching career with the national team. Because Alex Mumbrú, remember when he was coaching Cerna Bilbao in the Basketball Champions League and in the ACB. 19-point lead. Huber goes down. Oh my goodness! Sorkin went in with an exclamation point. Wow! A 1 second difference nearly between game and shot clock. 17-point lead to Germany. Kale dribble this one down. There you have it. Final three comes. Matze can't get it. Well, they'll get it back. And off gets Deutschland. They'll win this one, 89-69 against the Israelis. Well, Jonas Matisek had 1-3, couldn't get it, but in the end, it comfortably fell in his hands for another one. Well, a good start for the defending World Cup champions. All roads to Doha 2027 begin tonight here in Group E. For Germany, they'll begin with a win. And off gets Deutschland indeed is what those fans will be singing. Well, we'll look at the stats from this game and then we'll run down the best moments, the best highlights from this matchup. But a big win here for Germany. Leading by as many as 29. A spirited comeback from the Israelis in the third quarter, but nowhere near enough in the end to get themselves back in this one. Well, the challenge only gets tougher. The Israelis will head to Riga when they will take on the Croatians. And as I said with Germany, well, they'll head to Limassol to go up against the Eurobasket hosts of Cyprus. Well, they can celebrate tonight, but they know they've got another game here in the first window. Remember, 4 teams in each group of the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. Top 3 go to the second round. And for the defending FIBA Basketball World Cup champions, business began tonight. Well, Germany was 7 out of 28 from the three-point line, 27 out of 47 from within inside the rainbow. I mean, those shooting percentages are very impressive. Well, the rebounds, they were dominant, 42-34, as well as the assists, 9 more than the Israelis, and 6 more steals for that matter. Well, Oscar da Silva, a dominant performance, leading all scorers tonight with 19. Roman Sorkin finished with 18. But great job by both David Kramer and Joshua Obiesi, who actually didn't score in the second half. As now we'll take a look at the second half highlights from this spectacular win from Germany. Well, it all began with Kadeem Carrington. You kind of felt maybe a comeback was going to be on the cards because he wasn't able to convert that three-point play. But Germany were magnificent. De Silva, first three of the game. And my word, did he make it count. But then Hollatz with the penetration, inside hand layup with the right. Well, it was that kind of day here for Germany. That time finding Bonga, the kick out, the ball reversal. But then another big offensive rebound coming. I mean, this is a case of just wanting it a little bit more than everyone else. And there was the high post flash, an invitation from the mid-range for Justus Hollatz. Well, a great win indeed here for the champions. Like I say, the road to repeat begins tonight. And my word, they'll have those expectations not only to get to Doha, Qatar for the 2027 Basketball World Cup, but also to defend their throne. Well, it was 18 points here for Roman Sorkin, that time finding Netanel Atzi. But it was to no avail as they weren't able to minimize the deficit. A big win and a big congratulations to Germany. Well, we'll take a look at the standings. Remember, Germany, as mentioned, will be going to Limassol, where they will take on Cyprus, and Israel making the short journey to Riga in Latvia, where they will take on Croatia. Of course, big win for Croatia tonight, winning by 40 points against Cyprus. So this Group B, some very top competitors that have that one and only aim to qualify for the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Well, for now, it's good night, goodbye, and God bless. Thanks for joining.